What's up, everybody? So today is gonna be a pretty awesome day. You guys remember John from earlier this year when he had the 427 at the wheel Evo?
Yeah, back then. Yeah.
So ended up getting over 500 after he did some more mods, but he sold it and is now in the muscle car world. Just picked up a 2016 Camaro SS, so you might have some haters on that.
No, I mean, it was a tough change, but I mean, I sold the car because I just want to try something different. And I actually wanted a sports car, and the 6th gen won me over. All the different, stuff that the 6th gen Camaro has now, I wanted to try it out, so I guess we'll go for that.
So this, obviously 2016 Camaro SS.
Bone stock, but it won't stay that for long. Actually, 2 days from now, it's gonna be at the shop getting a lot of power mods. It's gonna get headers, E85, and a little bit of nitrous, so that'll be a fun setup. But for now, basically everything that's done is just gonna be suspension. So it has the iBack Pro Kit. It's a 1.1 inch drop all around. It has the MRR M650 wheels. So that's going to be the biggest mods right now. Besides that, it's bone stock, so we can just get a good feel for what it is stock before we do all the power stuff. So
all right, guys, we are in the Camaro. This interior, wow, is miles ahead of the previous generation.
It's a base model too, which is crazy. It has all. I mean, I was happy with the base model. I'd rather put money in performance stuff.
And the steering wheel is like tiny, flat bottom. The shifter's like right there. Cool air vents, everything. All right, let's fire it up.
Like the exhaust stuff and everything you can change with modes. I usually drive it in sport mode where it's at right now. And that'll change like the steering weight, the exhaust sound, all that stuff. So basically it's in sport mode. And then as far as like exhaust, so right now it's in track mode, so I'm gonna put it in stealth. Rev it up. You hear that? Let's go track mode. So
that's a bit different.
It's pretty cool.
All right, so one of the big new things with the Camaro is the handling nowadays. They are pretty spot on as we take a turn. There's no body roll. Bit of steering input and it takes off. That is incredible. I was not expecting that to be that direct.
And definitely if you're taking a corner and you put your foot down, that torque will start to slip a little bit, so it's fine. You got to be still careful because it does have a good amount of torque.
Yeah. Man, wow. It's almost like it's a variable steering because like as I'm turning in the turn, it starts.
Do you want to put it in track mode, see how it feels?
Yeah.
The steering's gonna change even more. In my opinion, it's decently heavy, but for the track, I would see its purpose.
Like you really have to pay attention. That is, wow, that's incredible. How is this a muscle car?
Yeah, exactly. That's what won me over. I was never really a Camaro fan until this changed it over for me. I'm sure like the pure muscle car people weren't fans of like the smaller, lighter stuff, but I was. So new demographic for the car.
Yeah, so pulling up a hill, I mean, it's got some power, of course. What your dyno did already.
Yeah, so I wanted to see how much it made baseline just before the mods, and it put down 415 wheel horsepower and 432 wheel torque. Okay. So that's pretty crazy because the stock rating crank horsepower is 455 and 455 torque. So it just shows you that it's underrated. It's making more power than 455 because 415 at the tire, if you do add like 15%, which is what it should be, it's like 470, 480. So it's making more in the torque. It has the torque everywhere. You put your foot down and it pins you to the seat. So.
Yeah.
It was fun because you didn't feel a torque because it was like, oh crap.
I mean, it just pulls.
Yep. For stock, that's the biggest thing because you can mod after that. So I can't wait to get when I get the headers, X-Pipe, E85, to see how it feels. Even NA before nitrous, it should like add 30, 40 torque for what it is and horsepower. So it should be fun even with those mods.
Yeah.
And then once I go nitrous, that's going to be a whole different story. But that's obviously not even made for back road. That's going to be for like drag racing. So I want to drag race the car, but at the same time I want to be able to go to road courses and stuff, which that's what's going to keep the NA setup and then also the nitro setup. So it's going to be the best of both worlds.
I can't get over the handling. I mean, It's what, 3,700 pounds roughly?
Yeah, it's like 3690, 3680.
And yeah, comparing it, I guess it still competes with, you know, the Mustang and Challenger, but it's on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Corvette with some seats in the back.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Wow.
I wanted to enjoy the car on the back road. I didn't want to just be like, oh, it's so floaty everywhere, and now it's a straight line. Now I can have fun. I wanted to have everything, so I had a couple cars in mind, but this is just, it was my favorite because of the price point. I mean, if you look for a used one, you can find for a really good deal. I mean, it's almost unbeatable for the money what you get overall. The technology, the interior, the power, handling, everything's in there for the money. So
yeah, so in track mode, yeah, the suspension, it's stiff. It it gives you that feedback. I mean, you feel the bumps and stuff, but it's not annoying at all. It's not bouncy or anything weird like that.
You enjoy it.
Yeah, it's set up like a performance vehicle rather than just like a normal every other day sports car. So I think for me, I mean, I've driven the previous generation, the SS and the Z01. Z01 was very impressive. I was impressed with the way it is. This handling is different. It's more sharp. The steering, I think, the way you can input it and change it, it's just, I think that's the biggest thing that I can't get over. Like, just taking a turn, like, it's so pinpointy for a car that is a bigger car. It's not the smallest car in the world.
Yeah, for sure. Even though it lost weight, it's still, you know, a big car.
I mean, you can just throw it wherever you want it, which, you know, years ago you wouldn't say that about a muscle car.
Not at all, not at all.
I mean, it rips in a straight line even.
Yeah. It's like the power compared to like the Mustang was more, the handling was better. In my opinion, the looks were more aggressive, even though that's totally subjective. So for me, this car just fit me better. So I just really like this car. This S550 is a great car. You can make good power with it too if you just wanted to be a straight line car. Yeah. You can mod it, you know.
Even on some tight turns.
Fun because like on a turn, you definitely don't want to give it full throttle because it'll just kick out. But if you gradually do it, you can actually get out of it pretty well. Yeah,
I'm balancing that throttle because I can feel it slipping a little bit with the traction off. And it's nice that it's not trying to kill me.
Yeah, exactly. You can take it completely off. It's trying to save you a little bit.
Yeah, the new Camaro is definitely something else. There's no body roll. The steering is as sharp as you could ever imagine, and the power, it's got enough power stock, which it'll be pretty sick driving it when it's got tuned up and everything. Probably won't play with the nitrous on the back roads, but
no, but we can definitely find a straight road and see how it feels.
Yeah, but I mean, just taking this super tight road, wow. Let's not go into a ditch, but yeah, it lets me get away with just enough to stay safe around the tight turns with traction in its middle form. All right, so we're about finishing up in the Camaro. I think we're gonna hop in the Nismo, have you check out that because they're not really the same car at all. They're
absolutely
not even competitors, but they both have manuals, rear-wheel drive, and they're fun.
Yeah, so. And a different kind of audience for both. So like, it's a pretty cool comparison for sure. And I think technically some people would actually cross-shop them. I think.
Interesting. I mean. Smaller, no back seats in the Z, but it's a track-focused sports car. This has the same type of stuff. I mean, I'm having a blast driving this.
Yours is more raw. Yours is definitely more if someone's looking for a pure driver's car. This is kind of if you're looking for that feel, but you want also, you know, drivability in terms of just dailying it, and also you want to make power, like a lot of power for not that much money. Because having the V8 platform, all you have to do is like get exhaust, tune it, make more power, and then boost is not that expensive like a supercharger kit or anything. It's pretty good. I mean, these take the power really well. I mean, people are known to make 800 wheel horsepower in a stock engine on these, so
yeah. And with the Z, they can get up.
They can still make good power. Yeah,
600 with twin turbos.
So.
All right, back in the Nismo. Whoa, the clutch is weird getting used to that.
But if I owned a Z, what I would do with it is I would definitely get a twin turbo kit right off the bat. Like that's the first thing I would do. I mean, I would buy one with that money aside for it, and that would make this so crazy. But at the same time, if you wanted to be a purpose-built track car, I think you would want to keep it an A.
Yeah,
or supercharged.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that power you would use on the track.
It
aside
might
from a straight.
Yeah, because I mean, I think you can pinpoint the car better with like the throttle response and everything. Because on a turbo, it's just gonna hit all the torque instantly. It's just gonna knock you off your corner stuff. So I mean, you can make it work. I would personally do it just because I'm driving on the streets. So I just want to be crazy. And, be that sleeper that destroys everyone. So
I'm not against doing a twin turbo. Don't hold me to that. It's a lot of money, but
gotta do it.
I'm not against doing that.
Just say something crazy like 100,000 likes, so it's almost impossible, right? 100,000 likes and he'll do a twin turbo kit.
I would do that. If that happened, I'll do it. My bank account will hate me, but that will be pretty sick though. Hopefully it takes like 2 years to get that, then I'll be good. But
with like 2 million views, something like that, I mean, hey, make it happen. No, but I mean, it's a fun car overall. Like even for what it is, I can already tell it'll be really, really fun.
All right, so now let's check out this power again.
Oh, that's nice. It sounds good. It sounds really good.
I can feel the less weight, I think, in this car.
For sure.
The steering isn't quite as sharp. I hate that I'm saying that, but the variable steering in that Camaro is definitely different. This one is manual, technically, obviously, but
I can tell it's definitely more nimble.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit flatter, I would say, with the less weight.
Yeah.
Not as much power to really.
But it's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still really good. I can tell. I mean, it's not slow by any means.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty nice. And it's nice because you can go harder on a corner and not have to worry about, torque killing you, like putting the car off. So
yeah, so that same turn in the Camaro with traction off like that, it tosses out a little bit. This one doesn't do that. You really, really have to get on it to try to do that. But I mean, body roll wise, they're both as flat. The steering both is really sharp. They're pretty similar, which is so weird to say. Who would ever compare an import Z two-seater to an American muscle car? That's just weird, and yet they have some similarities, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's what won me over, because literally the 5th gen, nothing against 5th gen owner. If you own a 5th gen, I think it's a pretty cool car, especially the Z28. I think it's awesome, but I was never a Camaro fan at all. Like, I was always like, it's cool, but it's too big, too wide, too heavy, not my kind of car. The 6th gen came out and it like totally changed my mind when I drove one. It's like, this is not a Camaro anymore. It's not a Camaro. That's nice.
It doesn't, I mean, it's got 100 less at the wheels,
right?
Yeah.
But it's plenty for a back road. That's all you need, because it can, like, if you're not careful, it can still be a bit too much for a small little back road like this. So. That's more than adequate, honestly, and it sounds so good, so you really cannot go wrong. But really, what I enjoy the most is actually taking corners on this car.
Yeah.
It's almost like I want to find that next corner to take.
Yeah, and it's weird because, like we said earlier, the Camaro and the Z aren't necessarily competitors at all, and yet I find so many similarities with the two. It's just weird.
It is weird. I mean, you would never, like, compare those in the past. Yeah. Like, that's just something that's so weird, but...
Like, in that Camaro, like, I wanted every turn, I wanted to pin it around it just because it handled so well.
That's crazy.
It was nice having that's got more power than this, to where it could kind of get me on that edge with getting the tail out a little bit more, which was I'm not used to in this car because it has a little bit less power, so it really doesn't do that as much.
For sure.
So it's kind of cool having that dynamic with the Camaro, but still having the fun. Like, interesting.
I agree.
Now the ride, can't change it, so it's bumpy on a bad ride.
Yeah, that's normal. I mean,
it's kind of cool being able to do that, at least in the Camaro, because it's got all the technology that this car doesn't have.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But yeah, in track mode with the Camaro, it's got that raw aspects that some new cars actually are missing out on. Because as more cars get more and more technology, they kind of get
more soft, and they just they lose a lot of the rawness. And this car is just raw, period. That's it. That's all you're gonna have, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, that's why you buy this car. So
that's what makes me every day. I like it more and more.
For sure.
Yeah. Alright guys, so that is a look at his new Camaro. That thing is honestly way more impressive than I thought. Like the handling, I wasn't expecting it to actually be that good. Like I knew it was way better than before and a really good sports car nowadays, but the sharpness of the steering.
Yeah. It's
wow,
totally different. Yeah,
what a car.
It was, for sure. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun hopping on your car too and comparing it. It's very different, but at the same time,
yeah. Cool. Not every day I guess you compare an Import Z to the American muscle car, but yeah, new Camaro. Chevy did a pretty good job. Good job, Chevy. You made something really good.
GM stepping up the game.
Yeah.
Ford, what's going on? I'm just kidding.
Ooh, more shots fired.
No, it's all good.
Bad.
I like them all, but it'll be fun to see what happens pretty soon. So it'll be fun. Watch that video coming soon, hopefully.
So yeah, headers, X-pipe, nitrous.
E85.
Yeah, that's
the feel of the gods.
That will be pretty intense to check out, and maybe even get both of these cars on the drag strip together, which. Sorry, Nissan guys, we might lose a little bit, but no, that'd be pretty fun checking out this thing once it's tuned up a little bit, and even my car out there would be pretty fun. So big thanks again to Jean for bringing out the Camaro today. It was fun checking out the Evo earlier in the year. Onto the new car, awesome to check it out. Pretty stock, just the carbon lip, the wheels, and just lowering it a little bit. But we'll definitely have it on the channel again, modded up, probably pretty crazy loud. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Not only checking out his new Camaro, this thing is a monster. If you are looking for a practical beast of a car for really good pricing, pick up a used one of these. This is impressive, very impressive, and pretty awesome. Not every day you see this thing compared to a Z. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button down below. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next video.